Coming up on Valley News Live at 6, the latest numbers show that COVID cases have climbed in Cass County.
Fire crews come to the rescue of a woman trapped inside her third floor Fargo North apartment.
And the message these protesters were trying to deliver on the campus of NDSU. Valley News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 6.
We're not out of the woods yet when it comes to COVID. 184 new cases reported in North Dakota today, 102 coming from Cass County alone.
It's the first time more than 100 cases have been reported in the county since December. We did some digging and found that the number of COVID cases in the county has tripled in 4 weeks.
Let's show you. For the week, there were 369 cases reported in Cass County. Last week, 275 cases. 2 weeks ago, the number was 200. 3 weeks ago, 128 cases, and 4 weeks ago, only 107 cases in the county.
Meanwhile, West Fargo Public Schools announced today that it's also seeing an increase of COVID-19 cases. Officials say this week they had to quarantine 7 lunch pods of students, and they closed 1 kindergarten classroom. The district also said they're just 1 case away from closing classrooms at 3 of their buildings.
And in Minnesota, the number of new cases has remained steady the last few weeks. Nearly 8,000 cases reported in the state for this week and last. 2 weeks ago, more than 7,300 cases for that week. 3 weeks ago, more than 5,400 cases. And more than 5,700 cases reported 4 weeks ago.
All Minnesotans ages 16 and up will be eligible to get the vaccine starting on Tuesday. However, Governor Tim Walz is urging providers to prioritize older, high-risk people and frontline workers. The governor also encourages Minnesotans to make sure they're signed up with the state vaccine connector. Those looking for an appointment can also use the vaccine locator map. You can find links to both of those sites on valleynewslive.com.
The general public in North Dakota will be eligible for the vaccine on Monday. A number of organizations are setting up for that phase 2 rollout, including Thrifty White Pharmacy, Essentia and Sanford. CVS is also offering COVID vaccinations, as are public health departments in many counties.
To stay on top of the latest COVID vaccine-related information, you can use our VNL vaccine tracker. It's right on the homepage of our website, or you can open your phone camera and point it at the QR code on your screen. Then tap the link that pops up.
Gloomy and windy, not the best conditions as we head into a weekend, but it is spring and it could be worse. Let's find out what we can expect tonight. Nathan is here with the details. Nathan?
Yeah, Mike, happy Friday to you. And yeah, always could be seeing worse. Right now, just those clouds around, a few spotty rain showers occurring at this time, mainly in northern Minnesota. That's why I do expect most of that rainfall activity to continue for the overnight. Just some scattered rain showers. And of course, we'll take a closer look into our northern Minnesota neighborhoods there near the Oakley area, near in North Clearwater County, near North Clearwater itself, just outside of Star, seeing some of those rain showers. But really up toward the north in Lake of the Woods County, you see some of the blues there. The air is cold enough up here, especially at the level where this moisture is in the clouds, to where this could be falling as snow. So of course we'll watch out for some snowflakes here or there in our northern Minnesota neighborhoods this evening. But off toward the south, yes, there is still some moisture there from St. Pierre down toward the Watertown area, and I do expect that moisture to make its way up, mainly affecting our southern and eastern neighborhoods, and that could continue into our Saturday morning as well. But there's those temperatures. Notice around Thief River Falls where that moisture is being detected on radar. Upper 30s, then 37 for our friends in Badette, 47 right now in Fargo. We have warmed a little bit there from earlier today, but of course, Mike, we will give people, Mike and Andrea will give people the detailed weekend forecast in a couple minutes.
All right, look forward to it. Thanks.
Neighbors living in a North Fargo apartment complex are back home tonight after a fire forced them out earlier today. It happened around 3 at 505 28th Avenue near the Northport Hornbachers. When fire crews arrived, they say a unit on the 3rd floor was engulfed in flames. They were able to knock it down quickly and keep it from spreading. No one was hurt, but crews did have to use a ladder to rescue a neighbor on the 3rd floor who was trapped because of the smoke. The homeowner wasn't there at the time of the fire in his unit. He tells us he couldn't believe what he came home to.
I noticed that there were some people congregating in the front door, and I asked what was going on, and they said, well, your apartment's on fire. And I looked up and I saw flames coming out of my window already. I ran upstairs and 3rd floor, and I opened the door, but it was so hot, and I opened the door and smoke engulfed me, so I just left the keys hanging there and I ran backstairs.
The Red Cross and Salvation Army are helping those living in the complex.
Police say that they have identified a person of interest in connection to the fire that took place at the former Mid-America Steel building. The fire department said that it was intentionally set. The fire broke out earlier this week. Crews were there for about 17 hours. No one was hurt. Still no word on a damage estimate.
A discarded cigarette caused Sickies in East Grand Forks to catch fire yesterday. The fire department says the cigarette was tossed from an apartment above the restaurant. One resident was displaced due to smoke damage. The fire caused more than $500,000 worth of damage.
A Grand Forks woman is in jail tonight after police say she hit a man several times with a hammer. It happened around 3:30 yesterday afternoon in the 2300 block of 17th Street. Police found a 61-year-old man that had been hit multiple times with the hammer. He was taken to the hospital. Police arrested this woman, Alana Rose Ranasat, on attempted murder and burglary charges.
Students at NDSU marched to protest anti-Asian racism this afternoon. The Stop Asian Hate rally comes as demonstrations pick up across the country in the wake of the deadly spa shootings in Atlanta that left 6 Asian women dead. Authorities have not yet labeled it a hate crime. Student groups say they will continue to fight for equality at NDSU by putting pressure on the administration.
Others gathered earlier in the day at Island Park in downtown Fargo to protest the new Enbridge pipeline being built in Minnesota. Line 3 would stretch 337 miles across the state. Protesters say they don't want it contaminating their land or the environment. The group marched to Wells Fargo today demanding they cut ties and stop funding the pipeline.
If the Line 3 pipeline project is completed, it will have the climate impact of over 50 coal-fired power plants or 38 million extra cars on the roadways.
That same pipeline project is even drawing national attention.
Authorities now say that a woman who hit a semi-trailer was driving under the influence of alcohol. The crash happened this afternoon near Argusville. Investigators say Teresa Fasimo was heading north on I-29 when she swerved and struck a semi-trailer, lost control and rolled. Her vehicle wound up in the southbound lane. Fasino suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The driver of the semi was not hurt.
A candlelight vigil will be held tonight for the 7-year-old boy who was killed in a crash 2 years ago. Jason Devine died after his dad Christopher crashed into another vehicle in Fargo. Christopher was later arrested on suspicion of DUI with a minor in the vehicle and DUI resulting in serious injury. That vigil will be at the Fargo City Hall. It's going to take place in less than a half hour from 6:30 until 7.
The West Fargo VFW is recognizing their Vietnam veterans this weekend for their selfless sacrifices. The event will take place in their building, the North End, starting at noon on Saturday. The event includes a social and gathering time for 30 minutes, then 15 minutes for prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance, and then starting at 1 o'clock, free food and refreshments for the NDSU Bison game on the big screen. Door prizes and drawings will be given away after the game.
Efforts to get recreational marijuana approved by lawmakers in North Dakota have been defeated. We'll have the details for you later on Valley News Live at 6.
And with the Bison playing just down I-29 in Vermilion, here's how that forecast is looking for Bison game day tomorrow. It's looking mostly cloudy skies in Vermilion tomorrow with the temperature around 11 a.m. in the middle 40s. I do expect, though, by game time around 1 p.m. to be around 50 degrees. But of course, we'll break down that weekend forecast here closer to home after the break.